typically used to, like, maybe you had a really bad experience with traffic, or you just, had that every single day. And so you just feel a lot of anger. So once you release the anger from that situation, it's like you're going to react differently to that, event moving forward. So you may choose, like, that's your fresh slate, I guess, would be a way to describe it, to develop new habits moving forward that will support what you do actually want.
And I imagine that's because, well, number one, I definitely understand the, release what isn't serving us to create the space for the things that do serve us, and what we want to fill that up with. But earlier, when I believe it was Yesi was actually explaining what NLP was, I think about the subconscious, and I get the image of that glacier that so many of us had seen, where the tip is on the top, right? And that's the conscious part. But so much of how we react or respond to things is from the subconscious, and it's way more than what people even believe. So when we're able to change it on that level, it's becomes, I would guess, almost automatic.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that was my experience with it. I didn't have to, I tried a lot of different healing modalities to overcome, everything from, Diksha meditation and crystals, self-help books, essential oils, a lot of different things. And this was what really stuck for me and helped to change it at that unconscious level, reprogramming those beliefs and values to be in alignment, because that changes the behavior that is output.
Mm-hmm. That's so cool. Yesi, is there anything you want to add about, either how it changes or helps you with your emotions, or really helps you break through those limiting beliefs? Like, what have you experienced?
I agree with everything that TAURA shared, and that's why I love her story, just because she's living proof of how powerful this work is. And a lot of times, we come from a place, where we maybe fall into, I'm the victim, or these things have happened to me. And so I have personally seen that this NLP work is able to help you step to the other side, where you're able to see how this specific situation has maybe been for you. So you can then now use it to be what we call at cause versus being at effect. And so when you can live in a space of cause, you take control of all aspects of your unconscious mind to lead you into more conscious living. And so being able to first go through and break down negative emotions, like TAURA was saying, or anxiety or stress, and be able to do it in a much quicker way, will allow us to start creating results in our life much faster. And so for me personally, just being able to have that switch of mindset and understanding, like, what happened in the past was for me, and how I can truly see it as a positive, allows me to now take control of my emotions, my situation, my limiting beliefs, and the things that I believe that were true or are absolutely not true now at this point. So for me, it's been very, very powerful. So I appreciate, TAURA, you going through and sharing your story. It's an incredible one.
Yeah, that is so cool. And this is possible in 15 minutes. Is that what you said, TAURA?
That's right.
Is that like, so here's my curious mind, because NLP has been something that I've definitely been interested in for a while. I've talked to Yesi about it now, of course, because she's, deep into it and sharing all these cool things. I'm like, oh, it's time for me to really start understanding that more. Is that literally like 15 minutes per emotion, or you can release almost everything in that amount of time through NLP practices?
Yeah, I would say it would be about 15 minutes per emotion. So, like, before you would get into it, you would learn about floating around on your timeline and that process. And then, from there, we as practitioners would guide you through the different emotions and ask those questions that help. It's you doing the work, right? Like, it's you coming up with the learnings that you need to in order to release the emotional charge from those emotions.
So when you say floating around on your timeline, I think of like being under hypnosis. It's something that I've definitely done before. And is that why you couple the NLP, timeline therapy, and hypnosis. Is that all why it somewhat works together really well? It complements each other?
It does, because once you have the positive learnings that you need to move forward at that unconscious level, and, timeline is a very creative process. So floating around, you build your timeline however it makes sense for you. But then once we have the positive learnings, I, as a practitioner, will go through we'll go through hypnotherapy with my clients, where I then will program those learnings that they've come up with and given me that will help them for the future. And I program them directly into their unconscious mind. So it's like, for me, the way I put it to people is, I don't have to think about being happy or making myself happy anymore. Like, I'm just me, and I'm naturally treading towards that happiness.
So it's very much specialized, because you're, like you said, you're using, I guess, the individual's stories or what they need to help reprogram whatever is important.
Yes, very specific to them and the learnings that they need to.
Okay, wonderful. Well, I know we have just only a little bit of time left already. This is going by quickly, but I'm wondering, Tara, if there's any specific, like, short story that you want to share, either about yourself and how this has helped, or maybe a client, where people love to hear stories. We love to connect with them, right? So I'm wondering if there's anything that comes to mind that you'd be willing to share with the listeners.
Yeah. So, trying to think of what would be a great example. One of my favorite, actually, is the mind-body connection and how powerful our mind is. So I've been working with a client that was experiencing a lot of back pain, and, the premise being that, our emotions and the thoughts that we have each day can start to lead to physical ailments in our body. And so becoming aware of our surroundings and the emotions that we're experiencing in those moments, our unconscious mind is giving us signals on what we can focus on. So, for instance, I was working with a client recently with back pain, and in the conversation I was having with the client, they had mentioned that they didn't stand up for themselves, that they needed to grow a backbone. The backbone being the, like, literal,
yes,
sign from the unconscious mind. And so just even tasking her to become aware of, like, when she was experiencing the pain, what emotions were present in those moments, helped her to identify and, release, using, I think she used meditation, and then also going through with me and releasing the negative emotions using timeline therapy and hypnotherapy. She's to a point where she's managing her pain now, and she is in control of something that's been, in so much control of her life for 20 years. So it's so profound, the power of this work, and, how life-changing that was for her.
Absolutely. What a cool story. Thank you for that. And so to begin to wrap up here, if you wouldn't mind, Tara, again, explain what your offer is and how people can find you on social media. I know people love that. And then, Yesi, I'll give you a quick minute as well.
Yeah. So my offer would be for a complimentary results session. So I offer a 60-minute session where we can really identify what type of work is going to be fit in with, what you're needing. I specialize in a personal breakthrough, so we can go through and see if that fits for you. It would be to get a specific result on a specific problem in your life. So, if it's health or relationships, a specific area of your life that you're struggling, that's what I use my result session for, is just to identify how I can help you and really where you're at. So you can sign up for a complimentary result session with me on my website at www.audacitytoaspire.com. And additionally, you can find me on Facebook. The Facebook page is Audacity to Aspire.
Awesome. Thank you, Tara. And Yesi?
Perfect. Connect with her, guys. She's awesome. And then you can go out and do a beautiful hike with her as well, and release. those
Yeah.
emotions and those limiting beliefs. And if you are interested in going through the training that Tara went through, again, I am a personal result specialist with Recalibrate 360, and we do trainings throughout the U.S. at different times of the year. And so we do have one coming up early November. For those of you who are interested, we are going to have more in 2020. So just email me at yesi@recalibrate360.com. You can check us out as well at recalibrate360.com for more information. We would love to have you at this life-changing event, so we can help you, again, release emotions and your limiting beliefs.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. And thank you, everyone listening, for hanging out with myself and these two beautiful souls today. I bring you individuals like this because my desire really is for each and every one of you to be living your soul's purpose. Thanks, guys.